He's Waiting for You. The story of Mary Magdalene. In this production, we starflight your mind to the backstage of Mary's life. There, your imagination will approach meltdown as it creates camera, sets, and action for this spellbinding movie in your mind. Listen.
Do you hear it?
Yes. It's singing.
Singing?
Yes, people singing. It's the prettiest music I've ever heard.
Is it from Bethlehem?
I think so. It must be together with the light.
Let's waken Martha and Mama and Papa.
All right.
Never mind. I have already said too much.
It's all right, Simon. We can trust each other.
Very well then. I shall take my life in my hands and speak my heart. You, dear lady, are the kind of woman that any man in Israel would give his eye teeth to marry.
Any is a big word.
And I stand by.
End it? Who said anything about ending it?
It may be the only way out. Otherwise, we are both dead.
Simon?
Look, you, if the village of Bethany has so much as a hint of suspicion that you're with child, it'll be death for both of us. You've got to come with me.
Simon, please.
Look.
You will drink this.
I will...
Drink it.
Will it hurt me?
It will do you only good.
Will it hurt me, Simon?
No, Mary, it will not hurt you.
What will it do to my...
To the invader,
Yes,
it will wash it away and leave you clean again.
that's all?
Of course.
I never loved you. I could never love a witless scrub maid like you.
But I don't even want to think about trusting again.
Mary, Jesus is the Christ, very God walking in our human flesh. He can no more betray your trust than the sun can go out.
I'm not good enough to come to God.
No one is. You must come as you...
Jesus has no time for me.
Jesus has time for everyone. He is waiting for you.
Where?
Up there, on the rim of the valley. See? He's waving at you.
Who is that with him?
It is Tara.
Tara? My Tara?
She has made an appointment with the priest to pronounce you clean. Come.
You have just listened to excerpts from the Mary Magdalene story, He's Waiting for You. A mental movie playing soon in a mind near you. To engage this and other fine soundtracks for the theater of your mind, see your local Christian bookstore or contact the Bible Games Company at Post Office Box 237 in Fredericktown, Ohio, 43019, or contact Orion's Gate at Post Office Box 430 in Dobbins, California, 95935. Thank you. We hope to be playing very soon in the state-of-the-art theater of your mind. Listen.
And so the pilgrims gave in unto them each man his certificate, which they had received in the beginning. Those therefore were carried into the king, who, when he had read them, said,
Where are the men who have left all for my sake?
They are standing without the gate.
Command that the gates be opened, that the righteous nation which keepeth the truth may enter in.
Now I saw in my dream that these two men went in at the gate, and lo, as they entered, they were transfigured, and they had raiment put on that shone like gold. There were also them that met them with harps and crowns, and gave them to them, the harps to praise withal, and the crowns in token of honor. Then I heard in my dream that all the bells in the city rang again for joy, and it was said unto them,
Enter ye into the joy of your Lord.
I also heard the men themselves, that they sang with a loud voice, saying,
Blessing and honor and glory and power
be unto him that sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb forever and ever.
Now just as the gates were opened to let in the men, I looked in after them, and behold, the city shone like the sun. The streets also were paved with gold, and in them walked many men with crowns on their heads, palms in their hands, and golden harps to sing praises withal. There were also of them that had wings, and they answered one another without intermission, saying, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. And after that they shut up the gates, which when I had seen, I wished myself among them. Now while I was gazing upon all these things, I turned my head to look back, and saw Ignorance come up to the riverside. But he soon got over, and that without half the difficulty which the other two men met with. For it happened that there was then in that place one vain hope, a ferryman, that with his boat helped him over. So he, as the others I saw, did ascend the hill to come up to the gate. Only he came alone, neither did any man meet him with the least encouragement. When he was come up to the gate, he looked up to the writing that was above, and then began to knock, supposing that entrance should have been quickly administered to him. But he was asked by the men that looked over the top of the gate,
Whence came you, and what would you have?
I would enter in.
What be thy name?
My name be Ignorance.
We have no notice that any by that name shall be coming here.
Well, there must be some mistake. My heart tells me that heaven is my home.
There are no mistakes made here.
But I have ate and drank in the presence of the king. He has taught in our streets.
Did you come in at the wicket gate?
Wicket gate?
Did your walk come up in the straight and narrow path?
Well, yes, it did seem quite straight and narrow to me. Yes, indeed.
Have you your certificate, that we may show it unto the king?
One moment, please. Certificate. What in the world are they talking about?
Come, my good man, have you no certificate?
So they told the king,
My master, there waiteth one outside the door, who claimeth to be a follower of thine, but who hath no certificate.
What be his name?
His name be Ignorance, master.
Ignorance. Ignorance. I never knew any man by that name, nor he me. Though it grieve me, I must give sentence that he is not a subject of this kingdom.
And so there came unto Ignorance the two shining men that had conducted Christian and Hopeful to that place.
Ye are finally come. I am surprised at the rudeness of the place, for I had been standing without, all these many minutes.
Thinkest thou to gain entrance in at this gate?
Yea.
On what grounds?
Why, on the grounds that,
Show forth thine certificate.
I have none.
Why not?
No man offered one to me.
Every man. that cometh through the way, the truth, and the life, doth receive a certificate. Did you not come in at the wicket gate? Know thee not that there can be only one way appointed by which men may be saved, and that those who enter in any other way be thieves and robbers? The king hath bidden me to tell thee that he knows thee not. He hath further commanded that thou be bound hand and foot, and cast into outer darkness. Bind this man.
Nay, but I am a subject of this kingdom. No, stop! You tell your foolish king that he's made a mistake. I feel in my deepest heart that I am a subject of this kingdom. My feelings tell me so, do you hear?
Carry him away, for he is a stranger to this place.
No! Heaven is my home. I be a true pilgrim, for my heart tells me so. I feel in my innermost soul that I do belong in this place. This is my... Get your hands off me, you! Let me go! I belong in...
Then they took him up and carried him through the air to the door that I saw in the side of the hill, and put him in there. Then I saw that there was a way to hell, even from the gates of heaven, as well as from the city of destruction. So I awoke, and behold, it was a dream. Now, reader, I have told my dream to thee. See if thou canst interpret it to me, or to thyself or neighbor. But take heed of misinterpreting, for that, instead of doing good, will but thyself abuse. By misinterpreting, evil ensues. Take heed also that thou be not extreme in playing with the outside of my dream, nor let my figure or similitude put thee into a laughter or a feud. Leave this for boys and fools, but as for thee, do thou the substance of my matter see. Put by the curtains, look within my veil, turn up my metaphors, and do not fail there, if thou seekest them such things to find as will be helpful to an honest mind. What of my dross thou findest there? Be bold to throw away, but yet preserve the gold. What if my gold be wrapped up in ore? None throws away the apple for the core. But if thou shalt cast all away as vain, I know not but 'twill make me dream again.
You have been listening to the dramatized Pilgrim's Progress, produced by Orion's Gate and Friends. Hello, this is Jim Pappas, your adapter and producer. I trust you have enjoyed what I believe to be the world's only fully dramatized recording of John Bunyan's immortal Allegory. This production was narrated by the late Barbara Morton, and the part of Christian was skillfully crafted by Mr. Kirk Van Buren. You may or may not be aware of the fact that, due to the astounding success of The Pilgrim's Progress, Mr. Bunyan was impressed, or perhaps compelled by his reading audience, to write a sequel, which he entitled Christiana. You will be happy to learn that our production team has been hard at work, and that all 8 hours of Christiana are recorded and ready for your listening enjoyment. Since we have a bit of time remaining on this CD, my publishers and I thought we'd introduce you to selected scenes of our dramatized version of John Bunyan's wonderful sequel. We'll start out with the first half hour uninterrupted and then move into selected scenes from there. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a preview of Christiana, narrated by the late Elton Wallace and featuring Linda Pappas as the voice of Christiana. Ready? Good. Here we go.
As I walked through the wilderness of this world, I lighted upon a familiar place where was a den. And as I laid me down in that place to sleep, I dreamed again a dream. I dreamed, and behold, I saw a woman clothed with rags, standing in the door of her home. Her face was turned away from her own house, and her eyes looked with great longing across a distant, wide field. And as she looked, she wept and trembled.
Oh, my husband, my poor dear husband, how I have treated thee in a most vile manner. Oh, woe to me, that I have driven thee away by my evil words, and still more evil actions. And all the greater is my sorrow, in that now I believe thy words. This city is indeed doomed to destruction. Oh, that I had fled this place with thee. Then might I have had thy brave companionship to guide me and our little ones to yonder celestial city. But now, oh, lost am I, and upon my hands I bear the blood of my little ones, who but for my example might have gone on with their father.
Now there entered in her 4 sons, who, perceiving her to be in tears, asked what might be the matter.
Oh, my sons, we are all undone.
Oh, my mother dear, dost thou weep again?
Yes, again, and that more than before.
But mother, father hath been gone of a long time. Why doth our grief not grow dim, as with others who have lost one well-beloved?
Because I have sinned him away by my evil treatment of him. For such as I, the grief only grows greater with the passing of time.
Oh, mother, what can I say to console thee?
Nothing. He is gone. And that which makes my sorrow all the greater is that I kept you boys from following on with him when he did beg you to join him. Thy blood be upon my hands.
I don't see any blood, Mama.
Though you see it not, yet the redness of the stain doth haunt my every moment.
Can you not wear mittens?
Nay, for stains such as mine will show through any disguise. Oh, woe is me! Woe, woe, woe!
Mother, let us put off all this weeping and be gone after him. Yea, let us fall to packing our clothes.
Nay, nay.
Say thee not nay, Mama. If we hurry, we may even now perchance catch up to him.
What think you, mother fair? Might we up and away after our beloved father?
No, 'tis too late, too late. Oh, that we had gone with him in the day of his merciful invitation. Then had it fared greatly better with us than it is ever like to do now.
But why then did we not go after him? Would it not have been easier to follow after him then than now?
Yes, much easier. But in my carnal reasonings, methought him to be caught up with foolish imaginings, or to be overcome by depression of spirit. But now it comes to my mind that he had his eye fixed upon a fairer land. He has beheld the kingdom of light, and by beholding, he has become changed. He has entered the narrow pathway, and thereby escaped the snares of death.
Oh, Mama. Our poor dear father.
How we did rudely behave toward him, who was only trying to lead us to a better land.
What think you, mother? Is there hope for our souls?
I know not, dear son. I know not.
Oh.
Now I saw in my dream that Christiana slept the fitful sleep of the lost, and in her tossings there came to her a dream. And behold, she saw as if a broad parchment were opened before her, in the which were recorded the total sum of all her ways. And as she looked, she saw that she must soon come to the judgment bar of God.
to answer for her evil treatment of his friend. Therefore did she cry out,
"Ah! Lord, have mercy upon me, a sinner."
What's that?
Go thee back to sleep. 'Tis only our dear mother, having another nightmare.
Oh, another one?
Aye, she cannot sleep for thinking of her evil treatment of him. And to be the more honest, neither can I.
And neither I. What think you, Matthew? Might we yet redeem the time and be off after him?
I know not, Joseph. I wish it might be, but since we did partake of the evil, I see no reason that the Lord of that country should look upon us with any favor.
Ah, neither do I. Sleep tight.
Oh, how I wish I could.
I saw next that Christiana had yet another dream, wherein she thought she saw two evil spirits stand at the foot of her bed and speak thus.
Did you hear her cry out for mercy?
Hear her? It sent chills down my spine. Yea, it was like to have sent me packing back to our master.
Aye, I had thought to do the same, but I feared the wrath of he who with his tail pulled down a third of us from heaven.
As well you might. But back to this woman.
Well, if she be suffered to go on like this, crying out for mercy, both waking and sleeping, we shall lose her as we lost her husband.
Aye, and if she once be gotten off on pilgrimage, it may be that Apollyon himself may not be able to stop her.
Therefore we must, by one way or another, seek to take her mind from the thoughts of what shall be hereafter. If we fail in this, there is nothing in all the world that can stop her from becoming a pilgrim.
And if that come to pass,
Aye, our master will deliver us to the inquisitors, who will wring out of our burning throats many a wail and scream.
Therefore, we must call for reinforcements and enclose her with darkness all round about.
Aye, let us call for a legion.
Or 2, or 10, for she must not escape us.
She shall not. Or, if she do set out on pilgrimage, we shall attack her virtue and thus send her packing back.
As we did the children of Israel at the borders of Canaan land.
Aye, and I warrant you that lonely as she be, our good affections would not be rejected.
Aye.
Oh, mercy! Lord, Lord, forgive me my ways.
Thus did she awake in a great sweat. Also there was a violent trembling upon her, but after a time she fell once again into a fitful sleep. And then she thought she saw Christian, her husband, in a place of bliss among many immortals. He stood with a harp in his hand, and played upon it before one that sat upon a throne, with a rainbow about his head. She saw also, as if he bowed his head with his face to the paved work that was under the prince's feet, and said,
I heartily thank my Lord and King for bringing of me into this place.
Then shouted a company of them that stood round about and harped with their harps, but no man living could tell what they said, but Christian and his companions. Next morning, when she was up, and had prayed to God and talked with her children a while, one knocked hard at the door, to whom she spake out, saying,
If thou comest in God's name, come in.
Amen.
Greetings, good sir.
Peace be unto this house.
I thank thee, sir.
Christiana, knowest thou wherefore I am come?
No, sir.
My name is Secret. I dwell with those that are on high.
Oh, I fear to meet one from a place so goodly as that.
Fear not, dear Christiana, for I am come to bring thee good tidings of peace.
Say on.
It is spoken of, among those that dwell in heavenly places, that thou hast a desire to go thither.
If only I thought there were yet hope for one so vile as I.
It is also reported that thou art aware of the evil that thou hast formerly done unto thy husband.
More than I can bear.
And that thou seest how thou hast hardened thy heart, and kept these thy little ones in their ignorance.
My heart doth sink within me, at the thoughts thereof. Oh, hope, hope! Oh, that I had but one small pinch of hope.
Christiana,
Yes,
wouldst thou indeed have hope?
yea, I desire it with all my soul. For if I find it not, I am doomed to sink beneath the waves of despair.
Then hear the word of the Lord.
Say on, dear messenger.
Christiana, the merciful one hath sent me to tell thee that he is a God ready to forgive, and that he taketh delight to multiply the pardon of offenses.
Even unto such a one as I?
Yea, verily.
Oh, bless him, bless him.
He also would have thee know that he inviteth thee to come into his presence to feast at his table.
Oh?
Yea, he longeth to feed thee with the fat of his house and with the heritage of Jacob thy father.
Oh, such words be too high for me.
There, when thou shalt arrive at that place, shalt thou find Christian thy husband that was, with legions more who are his companions.
Oh!
There he and all of heaven shall be glad when they shall hear the sound of thy feet over thy father's threshold.
Oh! Thy words do make me hopeful above measure.
I have something more than words for thee.
More yet?
Aye, here.
A letter?
Aye, from thy husband's king. Here, take it.
From the king? To me?
Aye.
Ah, sweet perfume such as a rose would covet to bear. May I open it?
Yes.
Oh, it be writ in letters of gold.
Mm-hmm.
The king of the celestial city doth invite thee, Christiana, to go on pilgrimage as did thy husband, for that is the way to come to my city and to dwell in my presence with joy forever. Oh, did you hear? 'Tis a royal invitation to join my husband at the marriage supper of the Lamb.
Aye, wilt thou accept?
Oh, yea, verily, with all my heart.
Then I shall return to my king with glad tidings.
Sir, carry me and my children with you, that we also may go and worship this king.
Christiana, the bitter is before the sweet.
Ah.
Thou must enter the celestial city through troubles, as did he that went before thee.
Then what do I next?
Do as did Christian thy husband. Go to the wicket gate over yonder plain, for that stands in the beginning of the way which thou must go.
I shall.
I further advise thee to put this letter into thy bosom, and read it to thyself and thy children until you have learned it by heart.
I shall, dear secret. I shall.
This is one of the songs that thou must sing to cheer thee by the way. Also, thou must deliver this invitation in at the farther gate if you would gain admittance thereat. And now I must go. I hope to see thee on the farther shore. Adieu, Christiana.
Farewell, good messenger. Rest assured that we shall meet again. Aye, we shall meet again. And that right soon. Boys, come quickly.
What is it, Mother?
Is all well?
Yes, well, and more than well. Look.
What is it, Mama? 'Tis a letter, silly head. I know 'tis a letter, but what doth it say?
'Tis an invitation from the King of Kings. We are invited to go on pilgrimage as did your father.
Can it be? After the way we treated him?
Yea, look for thyself.
The king of the celestial city doth invite thee, Christiana, to go on pilgrimage as did thy husband.
Is it not wonderful? Is it not? Oh me, oh me.
Weep not, dear mother. This be good news.
I know, my son.
Then why do you weep?
It is the nature of womankind thus to do when they are overflowed with joy.
What did she say? She's crying because she's happy. Oh. Why? That's just the way ladies do. Oh. Why? I don't know why. Only girls know why. Oh.
Mother, this be news greatly to be rejoiced over.
Yea, more than you know. For the thoughts of how I have hardened both my father. Oh, they had liked to have carried me with sorrow to the grave. But I had a dream of hope last night, and then there comes this letter from heaven itself to give me more hope. Ah, lads, you cannot know the joy that fills my soul.
3 cheers for the king. Hip, hip.
Hurrah!
Hip, hip.
Hurrah!
Hip, hip.
Hurrah!
Hurrah! Come, my children, let us be packed up and gone to the gate that opens toward the celestial country.
Yes, hurrah!
If we are faithful pilgrims, we shall see your father and be with him forever, according to the laws of that land.
Yay, hurrah!
And so they busied themselves with preparations to be gone.
Will I need my walking boots, Mama?
Yes, and a warm coat as well.
But as they were a-packing, there came a knock at the door. Now without were 2 neighbors come to seek out the cause for such joyful shouting. For I must inform thee that in the city of destruction, though there be much laughter, there is precious little joy. Now their names were Mrs. Timorous and Mercy.
If you come in God's name, come in.
What did she say?
I cannot tell. Knock again.
If you come in God's name, come in.
Did you hear? In God's name, she said.
Aye. Dare we enter?
Well, I suppose we can enter in God's name as well as the next. Open the door.
Greetings, neighbor Timorous.
Good day.
Hello, Mercy.
Good day, madam.
Pardon if I do not stop to entertain thee, for I must be off on journey this day.
What? So late in the day?
Aye, 'tis true that I should have been at this journey long ere this. But late is better than never.
And where will your journey take you?
I do follow in the steps of my dear husband.
What? On pilgrimage?
Aye.
Oh, I hope not so, good neighbor. Pray for your own good. Take not such risks as that.
I care not for this mortal flesh. If I can only see the face of him that sitteth upon the throne.
Well, then, for thy poor children's sake.
Nay, but we will all go. Hip, hip.
Hurrah!
Hurrah!
As you see, dear neighbor Timorous, there be not one willing to stay behind.
Well, what on earth has brought you into such a mind as this?
Oh, dear friend, did you but know as much as I, you would be with us in a flash.
And what new knowledge is this that will separate thee from thy neighbors and send thee packing to who knows where?
As thou dost know, I have been sorely afflicted since my husband's departure from me.
Aye.
And especially so since he went over the river.
Certainly, 'tis natural to grieve over a loved one passed away.
But that which grieved me the more was my wicked behavior towards him while he was under his deep conviction.
Bah, 'twas a distracted brain from which he suffered.
Nay, but conviction from God. And that same conviction doth now press itself upon me.
Oh, no.
And nothing will ease my mind but to follow after.
Oh, woe the day.
Moreover, I was a-dreaming last night that I saw him.
Saw him?
Yes, in my dream. Oh, that my soul was with him. He dwelleth in the presence of the king of the country. He sits and eats with him at his table. He has become a companion of immortals, and has a house that maketh the best palaces on earth to seem but as a dunghill.
What?
'Tis so. And the prince of the place has also sent for me, with promises of hospitality if I shall come to him. His messenger was here but only a moment ago.
You mean that distinguished gentleman we saw departing your door?
Yes, the same.
You say he brought you words of invitation.
More than words. He has brought a letter from the Lord of the Hill.
A letter?
Yes. Look.
It smells heavenly.
Shush, Mercy. This is a serious matter.
Look. It be writ in letters of gold. Do read it, please.
The king of the celestial city doth invite thee, Christiana, to go on pilgrimage, as did thy husband. And do you believe this to be genuine?
Yea, with all my heart.
Oh, the madness that hath possessed thee and thy husband to run yourselves upon such difficulties. Certainly you must have heard Obstinate's report of the difficulties that did attack him at his very first setting out.
Yea.
And surely Pliable's report of the deadly slough is known unto thee.
Aye.
And everyone has heard how that he met with lions, Apollyon, the shadow of death, and many other things, not to mention Vanity Fair and its inquisitors.
Aye.
Well, if his companion was killed there, and he, a man, scarcely escaped with his life, what canst thou, being but a poor woman, do?
Well, I trust that he that hath called me will transform his commands into enablings.
Bah, sheer imaginings. But at least consider these young ones, thy very flesh and bone. Surely the rash imaginings that compel thee to risk life and limb are not so strong as to put these children in danger.
Nay, but leave off to tempt me. For we have an invitation to trade this mortal life for a life which measures with the life of God. And I should be more than a fool if I should give in at the mere mention of dangers. Yea, the very listing of them makes me to realize the greater value of the prize.
But life is so easy here beside this fine highway.
Because this house borders on the broad way that leadeth to destruction.
But the path of every pilgrim is different. Who knows but that thou wilt meet with dangers greater than thy husband's?
Having waited so long, it may be so that the work that could have been done in relative peace and safety will now have to be done under more difficult circumstances. But the bitter must come before the sweet, and the more bitterness endured, the more sweetness enjoyed. And now, since you came not to my house in God's name, as I said, I pray you to be gone, and not to disquiet me further.
Well, if thou be determined to play the fool, and cast thyself into the jaws of death, so be it. I am clear of thy blood. Come, neighbor Mercy. Well, what be the catch, girl?
If my dear neighbor must indeed be gone, I will go a little way with her, and at least be of some small help to her. Besides, if these things be so, how can I help but to go with her? I will have more talk with this Christiana, and see wherein the truth lies.
Mercy, are you with us?
Yes, neighbor Timorous.
Well?
Since Christiana is taking her last farewell of home and country, I think I shall walk with her a little ways to help her on her way.
Help her? The only way you can help her is to try to talk her out of this madness.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, just be careful that thou fall not into her same distractions. While we are out of danger, we are out. But when we are in, we are in.
Yes, ma'am.
Well then, here, take thy foolish letter, and I bid you adieu. Bitter before the sweet, indeed. Foolish woman is like that.
Now I saw in my dream that by this time Christiana with her children was got on her way, and Mercy went along with her. Their conversation began thus.
Ah, Mercy, what an unexpected favor this is, to have you join me a little way in my journey.
If the truth be known, I should like to go more than but a little way.
What? Go on pilgrimage?
Aye. If I thought there was any hope for me, I would never return to destruction again.
Well, Mercy, do cast in thy lot with me. I well know what will be the end of our pilgrimage. Indeed, my husband would not trade his inheritance for all the gold in the Spanish mines.
But I fear I shall be turned away.
Nay, such a thing the prince of that land doth never do.
But I was not invited.
Thou goest upon my invitation. Besides, he hath said himself, Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Did he not have thee in mind as he spoke these words?
I would fain to hope so. But
what?
There have been many girls by that name.
Aye, and all that were true to their name obtained mercy too. Besides, I can hire thee as my servant, and so get you through. We will go as sisters, all things in common. Only set thy mind to go with me, and look not behind.
Oh, I want to. If only I could know that I would be accepted. If I could hear it in a dream or by a visit, then I would go on, no matter how tedious or dangerous the way.
Well then, loving Mercy, do this. Go with me to the wicket gate, and there I will further inquire for thee. And if there thou dost not meet with ample encouragement, I will let thee return. Besides that, I shall pay thee wages for thy good service. What think thee?
Methinks I will accept of thy advice. Whatever befalls, I must at the least give it a try.
Good girl, thou shalt have no cause of regret.
May the Lord of that place grant it to be so.
Then was Christiana glad at her heart, not only that she now had a companion, but also for that she had prevailed with this poor maid to fall in love with her own salvation. So they went on together. After a time, Mercy began to weep.
Wherefore weepest, my sister, so?
Alas, who can help but weep when one thinks about the loved ones and friends who remain behind in yonder doomed city? Mother, father, and dear Mariana in the nearby town of stupidity. And what makes grief the more bitter is knowing that they have no true pastor, nor any to tell them what is to come upon them.
Ah, Mercy, thy compassion shows thee to be a true pilgrim. Thou dost weep for thy friends as my good Christian did for me. But his Lord and ours did gather up his tears and put them into his bottle. And now both I and thou and these my sweet babes are reaping the fruit and benefit of his prayers.
Indeed, doth the Lord of that place behold even our tears?
Yea, he hath said in his book that they that sow in tears shall reap in joy, in singing. And he that goeth forth and weepeth bearing precious seed shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him. Therefore take heart, dear Mercy. Surely God will hear thy prayers for thy loved ones.
Oh, I hope so.
Mama, look.
Oh, no.
What?
'Tis the Slough of Despond.
Oh, my. I have heard tell of this mucky place.
Aye, 'twas here that my dear husband had like to have been smothered with mud.
And must we truly cross over this place?
Aye, there be no other way.
But I thought that the king had commanded that this slough should have a better walkway built for pilgrims.
As I understand it, so he did command. But there are many who pretend to be servants of the king, who bring to their work sticks and stubble, dirt and dung rather than solid stones. It appears that their false labors have made this place worse rather than better.
Oh, what to do? What to do?
Do we have to go back, Mama?
I know not, child.
I hope not. All my friends will mock me.
Has not the Lord invited thee?
Aye.
Surely. He would not invite thee without providing a way to conquer this place of despondency.
It would seem to be so.
Then let us venture forward. It may be that the way will open as we step into the waters.
Then we must choose to believe. Matthew.
Mother?
Loan me of thy staff called faith. I shall use it to feel for the steps that are unseen.
Here, Mother.
Mother?
Son?
Remember that Father was told to keep his eye on yonder light when traversing difficult places.
Yes, I remember now. Then must we do the same. Eyes on the light, everyone. And now, forward!
Now I saw that just beneath the surface of the mire there were certain steps, sure and substantial, which they found with their staff. Thus they went on before, finding their way by faith.
Matthew, hold thy little brother's hand and guide his steps onto the stepping stones.
Yes, Mother.
My, look at the size of these leeches and water snakes.
Look not upon them, dear sister. They will...
Oh!
I've got thee, Mercy. Come, back onto the steps.
Thank thee, Matthew.
You're welcome.
What happened?
Thou didst nearly slip off the step.
But why?
Because for a moment thou didst take thy eyes off of the light. Learn by this mistake, all of you. That light is truly a lamp unto our path. And now, forward.
Mother, wait! I am got behind and cannot see the next step.
Oh no!
Follow in our footsteps.
I cannot, for the mire hath covered them over again. It doth all look the same.
Mother?
I know not what to do. Oh, why did we rush ahead of him so?
Joseph!
Yes?
Look to the light.
All right.
Now step ahead.
But I know not where are the steps. Which direction?
Towards the light.
But how shall I direct my feet?
Thy Lord shall direct thy feet. Only look to the light.
Well, all right. Here goes. Oh.
Good, Joseph. Is it solid?
Aye.
Step again.
Where?
Always towards the light.
Well, all right. Here goes.
Step again.
All right. Here goes.
Good, Joseph. Good.
He be caught up, Mother. Shall we go forward?
Aye, forward. Thank you, Mercy.
Welcome, ma'am.
My, would you look at those ugly leeches and...
Mother!
Son?
Repeat not Mercy's mistake.
You are right, my son. There is time enough to look at monsters from the far shore. Forward, pilgrims.
Mama, look at all the flowers. May I pick one, sir?
Well, will you put it to a good use?
Aye.
Then pick.
And may I, sir?
You may.
Here, Mama. This be for thee.
Why, James, what a dear you are. Whatever made you think of doing that?
Because you told me how happy you were when Papa gave you flowers. So, me thought that I will give them for him till we become thither.
Bless you, sweet boy. Bless you.
Mercy?
Yes, Matthew?
This rose be for thee.
For me? Why?
Oh, no reason, I guess. I just thought it might help make your journey a bit more pleasant.
Why, thank you, Matthew. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, miss.
Now it was not long until they came to the place where the straight way touches the foot of the skull-shaped hill which they had been beholding all along their journey. Here they saw the sepulchre wherein Christian's burden had tumbled, and here also they saw him who had given his life for their own. Then were the springs of their heads loosed, and tears did make their way down many a face.
This sight doth overflow my heart with love to him who hangs there for me. And oh, how small I appear in my own eyes.
'Tis because that pride and self-worship cannot flourish in the soul that keeps fresh in memory the scenes of Calvary.
Ah, then is that why the cross is kept ever in view of us?
Hey! Greetings, Mr. Bloody Man.
Grim to you, ugly knave.
Then greetings, Mr. Grim.
Art thou not that one called Great Heart?
Aye?
Why art thou come hither?
These women and children are going on pilgrimage.
This is not the way.
Ah, but it is, and they shall go through.
They won't if I can help it.
But they will if I can. Stand back.
Thou art but one man.
Aye, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord, and bearing the sword of the Spirit. Therefore, give back peaceably, or expect that thy bones shall bleach atop those whom you have slain.
Ha! You forget about my kittens. Would you have these sweet women to become food for them?
These cats have neither tooth nor claw.
Now, after prayers, the boys quickly fell asleep, but Christiana and Mercy kept awake in order to share the thoughts of their hearts.
Ah, Mercy, when my dear husband first took his leave of us, if you had told me that I would one day follow him, I would have called thee mad.
Did you ever imagine that you would one day find thyself in his chamber and lying upon his very bed?
Nay, much less that I would ever hope to find joy in seeing his face again. But now I have dreams of one day feeling my husband's arm about my waist and bowing together with him to worship the great King of creation. Oh, Mercy, the thought, just the thought is enough to overflow my soul with joy.
I. Hark! Do you hear?
Yes, it seems to be music. Joyful music.
For what cause?
For the joy that we are here and on our way to the house of God.
Oh, wonderful! Music in the house, music in the heart, and music also in heaven, for the joy that we are here. Oh, Christiana, I love this pilgrim way, and if I should perish in one of our dangers yet to come, I will count it a privilege to die for the one who doth sing over us as he does.
Samuel,
Ma'am?
what is heaven?
A place and state, most blessed,
Why blessed?
because God is there.
What is hell?
A place and state most woeful,
Why?
because God is not there, but instead sin, the devil, and the second death,
Why wouldst thou go to heaven?
that I may see Christ and serve him with joy greater than I can know here. And
Go on.
I want to see my father.
Ah, a good lad you are.
Are you sure your father is honest?
Oh, yes. I have hung my life upon it.
When did you say you intend to collect your dues?
Oh, I know not exactly. Just when I need them most.
Well, Brisk, my lad, 'tis plain as the long nose on thy face that there is no gain to be made here. A woman so poor in business as this one will be no gain to thee. Therefore, excuse thyself and look for greener grass.
Well, I'm very glad to have made your acquaintance, Miss Mercy. I do hope all works out well between thee and thy father. I would like to stay longer, but I remember some rather pressing business that calls for my, immediate attention. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Oh, hello there, dear Prudence.
And a good day to you, Mr. Brisk. Did you find Mercy to be one to your liking?
Oh, she is a nice enough girl, pretty and all that. But, just between me and thee, she hath not both oars in the water.
Beg your pardon?
She's not dealing from a full deck of cards.
What?
She's missing a screw.
Sorry, but...
In plain English, Miss Prudence, she seems to be ever so slightly mad. Therefore, I doubt that thou shalt see much of me henceforth. Farewell.
Oh, farewell then. Did I not tell thee that Mr. Brisk would soon forsake thee?
It was just as you said.
Yea, he is not only gone, but will raise up an ill report of thee.
Pray tell, madam, what have you been feeding this lad?
Why, nothing but the good wholesome food we all partake of.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, yes, sir. Why do you ask?
I perceive that this lad has eaten something. Something besides what the rest of the family has eaten. Yea, whatever it is lies undigested and fermenting. It will not depart him without help, and I assure you that if we do not take action soon, the lad will die.
Oh, my! But what should we do?
That, madam, you may leave up to me. Do I have your permission?
Oh, yes, but of course. Please proceed.
Thank you. Open thy mouth, lad.
Mother,
Yes?
may I enter?
Of course, Matthew. Is something wrong?
No, it's just that. I mean,
Yes?
well, I know that I have been a burden upon thine heart since I disobeyed thy good counsel to me, and, well, I'm sorry, Mother.
Oh, Matthew.
I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me, Mother fair.
Oh, of course I forgive you. Bless you, my son. Bless you.
And so did Christiana's eldest son lift a mighty burden from off her soul, and cause the springs of her head to break forth with streams of joy.
I first heard of him at the Slough of Despond, where he stood hesitating for over a month.
A month?
Yes. I hear that his conversation there went something like this.
Oh, me. Oh, my. How shall I ever get over?
Well, hello there. Going over, are you?
Well, I think I should maybe like to someday, perhaps.
Well, good. I'm going over myself. Come along.
Wait, not so fast. Who art thou?
Trust. Trust be my name. And thou?
Fearing.
Fearing, you say?
Yes.
Interesting name. What is thy given name?
Always be.
Always be. Always be fearing. Can't say as I've ever met any of your family before. You must live in a different neighborhood than I.
Yes, I fear so.
Now, about this time, one knocked at the door. So the porter opened, and behold, Mr. Greatheart was there. And when he was come in, oh, what joy!
Greatheart!
Greatheart! Greatheart!
Greetings, boys.
Welcome, Greatheart.
Hip hip!
Hurrah!
Welcome.
Good to see thee, sir.
I be glad to have thy brave company with us, dear Greatheart. Me too.
Thank you. And greetings to thee, faithful wife and virtuous maid.
We are all happy to see thee again, gentle warrior.
They went therefore on, as being a little refreshed, but they had not gone far before Mercy, chancing to cast a glance behind her, saw what she thought to be a great lion stalking them from behind.
What is it? I don't know for sure, but methinks it to be a great lion.
A lion?
Nay, it cannot be. Or can it?
I see him.
Aye, as do I. What a great one he truly is.
Oh, my heart, I know not how much more I can stand of these frights.
But for now, let us be on our way.
Halt! Who goes there?
Oh, no.
Come, let us pass on quickly.
Not so fast.
Too late.
Halt, I say!
I fear that we may be sore put to it by this one.
Who is it?
He is called the Giant Maul. His delight is in inquisition and torture.
And whose familiar voice do I hear? Is that Greatheart again?
How doth he know thee?
Maul and I have met before. He told me that if he ever caught me guiding pilgrims past this cave again, he would slay me.
Well. If it isn't wee little Greatheart, sneaking prisoners past our little den in the rocks,
Greetings, Mr. Maul.
Be not friendly in thy greetings, wee one. Thou knowest how that I have warned thee, and forbidden thee to do these things.
What things?
What things? You know what things. But I will put an end to your heretical trade. On guard!
All right, if I must, but pray.
Therefore.
Ahem. Excuse me, please.
Yes?
I'm sorry to interrupt whatever it is that you were discussing, dear Mr. Gaius, but that is Mercy, I mean us, rather, we have an announcement to make.
Oh?
Yes, we, with my mother's permission, of course, are engaged.
Engaged?
Since when?
Well, we discussed it while you and Mr. Gaius were over by the fire. Perhaps we should have told it earlier. I'm sorry.
Sorry?
I knew the time was right.
I knew they would find it out by themselves.
We were both right.
May we be married in thy house, Mr. Gaius?
Of course. Have you exchanged tokens yet?
Well, I must needs get a ring yet, but Mercy hath given me hers.
What is it?
This.
A key?
Aye.
What key is this?
'Tis the key to my heart.
Ah.
'Tis also called the key of promise.
Where did you get it, Mercy?
From the interpreter. He gave it to me just for such a time.
Ah, I thought so.
So they went forth, Mr. Greatheart with his sword, helmet, and shield, and the rest with spears and staves. When they were come to his cave, they found him with one feeble-mind in his hands. He had been captured on the king's highway and had been brought home to dinner, the giant's dinner, that is, for Slaygood was among those cannibals and gossipers that do enjoy human flesh.
Well, here we are. Come, my little chicken, let me feel of thy legs.
Let me go.
Pah! Skinny as a rail. Don't you pilgrims ever eat? I suppose thou must make pilgrim soup out of thee. Well, at least thou mayest have some marrow in thy bones for me to suck out.
Oh, mercy, dear giant, have mercy.
Mercy, you say? I would love to have Mercy. They say she lodges within a mile of here, and I have hopes that one day I shall catch her for dinner.
Slaygood!
Who be that?
My name is Greatheart.
Greatheart? Greatheart? Now who is Greatheart?
Slaygood!
What?
Come out of thy den.
Wait thou here, friend. We shall get thee ready for dinner shortly forthwith. But first I must dispose of an annoyance of some sort.
Ah, Phoebe, my daughter, how I shall miss thee.
And I thee, father.
Stay close to thy new mother, and learn of she and Mercy how to serve.
Yes, father. Goodbye.
Take care of her for me, James. She is a rare jewel.
That I could see from the first moment, and care for her I shall, for she is everything to me.
Matthew, Samuel, Joseph, Mr. Honest, Mr. Greatheart, and especially to you, Mr. Feeble Mind. Godspeed, Godspeed,
farewell. Why, Mr. Ready to Halt, how camest thou hither?
1 foot ahead of the other, same as you.
Ah, glad I am to see thee. I was just complaining that I had not a suitable companion, but thou art an answer to my wish.
Good. Perhaps we can be of mutual benefit. I heard you speaking of lingering behind, but I will not have it thus. Here.
What?
Take it.
Thy crutch? Do you not need both of them?
'Tis better, yes, but I had rather enter the kingdom with one than have thee fall behind.
Nay, I thank thee for thy good will, but I do not want to limp before I am lame.
Thou art sure?
Aye, but I may borrow it against a dog or two along the way.
As you wish it. But if there's anything that I or my crutches can do for thee, we are both at thy command.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, Mr. Greatheart, with all of this help, what can I do but follow on behind?
Did you hear knocking?
Knocking?
Yes. I could have sworn that someone was trying to open your great outer gate.
Bah! That gate has never been opened.
Once.
Only when those two tricksters used that magic key to molest me lock and then blind me eyes. But that was... Well?
I told you.
Me club. Gets me club.
Here, my beloved.
Now, follow me.
Me? Why?
This knocking hath a ring of confidence to it. I may need thy help.
Yes, dear.
Despair! Are you home?
Despair be always home. And who art thou?
My name be Greatheart.
Greatheart? Greatheart? Ever hear of Greatheart, my dears?
Not in these parts, but the very sound of his name makes my skin crawl.
Bah! 'Tis only the bad weather we had yesterday. All that sunshine.
Despair!
What do you want?
I want you!
Did you not read the sign over my gate that saith, Day sleeper, do not disturb?
Aye, but since I have come on express purpose to disturb thee, I thought this the best time.
A rude one, this fellow.
I should say, and I still say, there's something evil about his voice. I'm going to get my magic potions.
Bah, magic schmagic. The only magic needed here is me trusty club.
Is that so?
Another survivor. To the lock, Matthew.
Yes. Oh, bless you, bless you.
Bless God, not us.
God? There's no such thing as God.
What?
God is a figment of man's imagination. And religion is a tool to control men's minds.
Well, say what you will, friend. Here, the door is open. You may escape with us or find your own way.
This dungeon is a maze. How do you know the way?
We pray at each corner.
Pray? You can't be serious.
And we smash every mirror.
Wait! This maze has taken years to construct. It's a valuable work of art.
It is built for the destruction of souls.
There are no souls. This life is all I have.
Well, then follow us, or all thou hast shall be lost. A stone, straight ahead, Samuel.
Stop!
Now right.
You are desecrating fine art.
We are saving our lives. Our brothers did not know of the maze, and they think we are already out.
Now Christiana, if need be, could play a merry tune upon the viol, so Mr. Ready to Halt called for music and took Much Afraid by the hand.
Much afraid. Come, let us celebrate this wonderful victory.
Oh,
Christiana, music for our dance, if you please.
oh, I'm not so sure I can dance.
Aye, thou canst. Come.
Oh. Oh.
And so they fell to dancing in the road. True, he could not dance without having one crutch in his hand. But I promise you, he footed it well. Also, the girl was to be commended, for she answered the music handsomely.
Very good.
Oh, I can dance.
I knew you could do it.
Thank you, sir.
Greatheart, look! A man with his sword drawn and his face all bloody.
To arms, men. We know not if this be a friend or foe. Hey! Hey thyself, friend or foe? I am Greatheart, a conductor of pilgrims. And thou?
I am one whose name is Valiant for Truth.
Valiant for truth. I have heard good things of thee. Art thou not a pilgrim?
I am.
Well, come, good fellow. We have here medicines and ointments most wonderful. Also, this good woman can apply them in a manner most skillful and gentle. Here, sit thee down, whilst thou tell us what befell thee here.
Aye, glad I am to rest.
Have we need to post a guard?
Nay. They shall not show their faces against anything near to even odds.
Here, dear Valiant, let me remove thy helmet.
Thank you, madam. I am much obliged to you.
And now thy coat.
Oh,
I'm sorry. My, thou hast taken a nasty slice or two.
Ouch!
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I assure you that I gave out more than I took in.
What happened? Tell us thy tale.
But do tell, art thou alone?
I am alone.
But as I recall, thou hast a family, a wife and 4 children.
5 children, sir. There was a wee one born on the eve of my departure.
Ah, thou couldst not persuade Mariana to join thee then?
Nay, though I pleaded as for my own life, she would not hear of it. I fear I will never see her again. Yea, though I knew it was a demon I just now saw, I desired with all my heart to stay with her. Oh, how the thought of her doth break my heart in pieces.
Weep not, gentle Standfast.
I'm sorry, madam. I cannot help it because of the love that I bear for her.
I understand, but there is yet hope.
But she stayed behind.
As did I.
You? Who?
I am Christiana.
Christiana? The wife of Christian?
I was once one such as your wife is. But as you can see, the prayers of my husband have been answered.
Then there is yet hope?
Aye, better than hope, for now we shall all join thee in thy prayers.
With such kind words did Christiana comfort Standfast and encourage him on his way. Now the witch was the last of the temptations in that place, and they soon left it behind. I beheld until they were... And now did Christiana feel herself to be in heaven, even before she came to it. Here she had the city itself in view, and thought she could hear all the bells therein to ring out her welcome. But above all, the warm and joyful thoughts that she had about meeting her Lord and Savior and dwelling with him forever and ever. Oh, by what tongue or pen can her glorious joy be expressed? And thus she came up to the gate. Now there was written over it in letters of gold, "Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city." Then some from above looked over the gate, to wit, Enoch, Moses, and Elijah, to whom it was said,
"Hello! Greetings in the name of the King. What bring ye?"
"A pilgrim come from the city of destruction, for the love that she bears to the king of this place."
"Did she enter in at the wicket gate?"
"Yea."
"Has she her certificate?"
"Yea."
"Give them in at the door."
So the pilgrim gave in her certificate and the letter which she had received in the beginning. Those therefore were carried into the king, who, when he had read them, said,
"Where is she that hath left all for my sake?"
"She standeth without the gate."
"And where is my friend Christian?"
"He waiteth for her just inside the gate."
"He hath waited too long. I shall open the gates myself."
Now I saw in my dream that the Lord himself did open the gate. And lo, as she entered, she was transfigured. Yea, her old mortal body was changed to be like unto his glorious body. She had raiment put on that shone like gold, and Jesus himself did place a crown on her head. Christiana then cast the crown at Jesus' feet, and bowed before him. Then did he raise her up, take her by the hand, and lead her to her husband.
"Christiana?"
Is that you, my husband?
"Aye, 'tis I."
"And is this indeed heaven?"
"Yes, Christiana, heaven."
"Then 'tis really true."
"Yes, Christiana, true, all true."
"Oh, husband, husband, bless him."
"Yea, blessing and glory,
and wisdom and thanksgiving,
and honor,
and power,
and might be unto our God forever and ever. Amen.
Oh, husband, the beauty of the place, and I am here forever."
"Yes, Christiana, forever and ever." Oh, joy, joy, joy! Oh!
And oh, the joy of him who now beheld the wife of his youth standing before him in perfect health. They were to gather again, best of friends, to give praises to their Maker and their King throughout the ceaseless ages of eternity. Now I saw in my dream Christian and his wife walking in the heavenly country. There the heavenly shepherd did lead the flock to fountains of living waters.
What? Still alive, are ye? This is Giant Despair. And I must inform thee that Despair does not like Christiana, because it is in Christiana that my dear diffident and I meet our dispatch at the hands of the Key of Promise. However, if you feel perverted enough to obtain a complete copy of this 8-hour audio dramatization, I am told that you can see your Christian bookstore or visit Orion's Gate on the web at www.orionsgate.org. That's www.orionsgate.org. During business hours Pacific Standard Time, you can call them toll-free at 1-866-4-ORIONS. 1-866-4-ORIONS. That's 1-866-467-4667. If you wish, you can also visit their publisher, Hark Entertainment, at www.pilgrimsprogress.org. That's www.pilgrimsprogress.org. During business hours Eastern Time, you can call them toll-free at 1-800-845-7415. That's 1-800-845-7415. I must inform you that you have heard just a tad over 10% of the entire Christiana album, and that dozens, maybe scores, of the best scenes were not even touched upon. So please, take this opportunity to visit Orion's Gate or Hark Entertainment on the web, or call them at 866-4-ORIONS or 1-800-845-7415. And now, a few brief excerpts from Orion's Gate's newest audio album, He's Waiting for You.